So people are saying you need a storefront and a warehouse to start an Amazon wholesale business.
No! No! No!
What's up, you guys? Marvin Leonard here. Welcome back to Action Based and welcome to the second installment of Wholesale Myth Monday. Second week in a row. Let's keep this ball rolling. As long as I have myths to bust, I will continue to do this every single week. So if there is something you've heard about wholesale that you want me to discuss and tell you if it's legit or if it's not, then just leave it in the comments below and I will make a video about it. So, storefront or warehouse, is it absolutely needed to start a wholesale business on Amazon? And the answer is 110% no. Absolutely not. You do not need a storefront or a warehouse to get started in wholesale. This is a big misconception when it comes to wholesale. And there's multiple videos on YouTube of people showing you how to find suppliers and telling you that you need a storefront or you need a warehouse or you need a connection, like maybe a friend or a family member that might have access to a store or a warehouse in order to get started. And these are people on YouTube teaching you how to do wholesale, how to find suppliers, and what the process is. This couldn't be further from the truth. Couldn't be further from the truth. My office is probably 250 square feet. I have my laptop and I have my cell phone. That is all you need. You got a laptop, you got something to find suppliers. You got a cell phone, you got something to contact those suppliers with.
You got a door, you got a gym.
Now with that said, will these things help? Will a storefront and a warehouse help? Yes, they will. They absolutely, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say, no, it's not, it won't help you at all and you will never need it. If you wanna work with certain suppliers that only work with brick and mortar, then you will need a storefront. If those are the suppliers you absolutely wanna work with. There are some suppliers that I've run into that they don't even allow you to buy from them or look at their catalog without showing proof that you have a warehouse for them to send inventory and for you to store months worth of inventory there. In their eyes, an Amazon warehouse is not your warehouse, so you can't do that. So if you absolutely 110% cannot go anywhere else but that one supplier that is making you do this, then yes, you will need it. But I can tell you from experience, there are hundreds and hundreds of suppliers out there that will have zero problem working with you. Even if you just say, I'm an Amazon seller, can I see your products? I'm an Amazon seller, here's my credentials, business license, reseller's permit, how can I get access to your products? They will have absolutely zero problem working with you or selling to you. And anybody who says that that's not true, doesn't know what they're talking about, or hasn't spent the time to actually look for suppliers, or doesn't even know how to find suppliers. So is it 100% necessary for you to have a warehouse or a storefront? Absolutely not, absolutely not. You do not need it. I can't say it enough. I cannot say it enough. And I'm reiterating it multiple times because this is a huge misconception when it comes to wholesale. One of my goals here, guys, is to really open that door for you guys to start going into wholesale. If you saw one of my last week's videos about why wholesale isn't popular, I go in there and talk about the private label boom that people are still focusing on. People are still caught up in private label of 2016, 2015, early 2017, where you could do whatever you wanted and make a ton of money. That's not the world of private label anymore. You really need to know what you're doing if you're gonna go into private label. And wholesale by far is the least competitive business model on Amazon. Mainly because of these things that I'm trying to get rid of right now. Mainly because of these myths that are out there. That's what I'm trying to do here. Get you guys to see, you don't need this, you don't need this, and you don't need this. But you do need X, Y, and Z. So that's my goal here, guys. I want you to open your eyes and see that there's other options. If you tried private label and then you're like, I can't do Amazon, I want you to know that there's wholesale over here waiting for you and you can be successful with wholesale, okay? And I'll tell you exactly what you need. Don't just listen to somebody who doesn't even know how to look for some suppliers to tell you whether you can do it or not. So let's get back on topic. What do you do if you do run into these suppliers? And you do one thing and one thing only. You move on. Okay, like I said, there's tons of suppliers that have no issues working with you as long as you come in with the competency of knowing the process and knowing how things work. They have no issues selling to you. If you show up and say, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm trying to get into wholesale, can you baby me? They're not then absolutely not. They're not gonna work with you because they don't want the extra work. They have plenty of other people lined up that they know what they're doing. So you need to really develop the skills needed in order to contact them and be comfortable and confident in what you're doing. So again, why isn't a warehouse or a storefront necessary? The reason I got into Amazon FBA, and a lot of people got into Amazon FBA, is because of what it is. They handle your storage, they handle your shipments, they handle your customer service, they handle your returns. You're using Amazon's warehouse to store your inventory. Unless you're doing FBM, which is filled by merchant, that's a whole different thing. I'm talking about FBA sellers, which is mostly what people want to do. That's what draws people in, because they don't have to handle all these different things, all these different parts of the business for $40 a month to have the professional account. So if you have a professional account, then they will store all this stuff for you. You can get it from your supplier. You call them up, say, I want 1,000 units of X, Y, and Z, and send it to my Amazon warehouse. Create a shipping plan, give them the labels, and they will send it directly to Amazon, and then Amazon will prep everything and they will store it until you sell out. This is why the system was put into place. Amazon FBA was created in this way to allow more third-party sellers to come on the platform and be able to sell at a much larger scale. Why? Because Amazon gets a percentage from everything you sell by taking a referral fee, taking small fees here and there of every time you sell one product. They collect the fee, that's how they make part of their money. Third-party sellers are important to their business because they do bring in a lot of money for them. And speaking of fees takes me to another point. People get so riled up about the fees and about Amazon being on a listing and controlling the buy box. You have access to forums on your Seller Central account that sometimes it's helpful information. People have experienced different things and they'll go on there and talk about it. And on one of those forums, somebody was talking about petitioning against Amazon to get them off of listings and to lower the fees for products sold, saying that Amazon is greedy. What they fail to understand is that Amazon at the end of the day is a business. And if they didn't want any third-party sellers to be on their platform, they would be absolutely fine. Absolutely fine running their business, making a shit ton of money without third-party sellers. Although they do bring a lot to the table and they bring a lot of revenue, they are giving us an opportunity here, okay, to not have to go buy a brick and mortar store or lease a brick and mortar store, to not lease a warehouse and be committed to monthly payments for 12, 24, 36 months. In turn, you pay a fee for every product that you sell. So what's a better trade-off? You pay, let's say you're locked into a lease for 24 months at $2,000 a month to rent a warehouse or a store. Well, now you have to pay that for 24 months, absolutely no questions asked. You pay that whether you sell one product or 1,000 products, or you pay a fee for every product that you sell. Whether you sell one, you pay fees on that one. You sell 100, you sell 1,000, you pay fees on that 100 or 1,000. You know, what's the better trade-off? In my opinion, obviously, paying for the fee on that one product or however many I sell. I would much rather not have to store my inventory, not have to do all these things, and yes, deal with Amazon being on a lot of listings and deal with Amazon taking, you know, fees from the products that we sell. And if you're doing wholesale, most of the time, you're still gonna be able to have profitable products because you're getting things cheap, way cheaper than people doing arbitrage. But that's the video, guys. You absolutely do not need a storefront or a warehouse. It will help in certain situations, but it is absolutely not necessary. If you guys have heard of any other things that you may be worried about, if they're legit or not, as far as what you actually need to start a wholesale business, then comment them down below and I will make a video about them. Don't forget to hit that like button. You're already at the end of the video, and I will see all of you guys in that next one.